welcome to Heat of the Night, where we tackle 4 wings and 4 questions from loud to crazy hot. My name is Chris Featherling. I'm the IT coordinator here at Lincoln Way Central High School, and it is my pleasure to welcome part of our PE Health Drivers Ed department, our head girls soccer coach, assistant and former head boys soccer coach, and former wrestling coach who's still into the wrestling world, Mr. Sean Fahey. Mr. Fahey, welcome to Heat of the Night.
Appreciate you having me.
So how do you do with hot sauce?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I started sweating thinking about it walking in here. So
It's bad?
It could be tricky. My wife likes hot sauce, and that's about as hot as I get. And I'm looking at some of these, and I'm nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to psych yourself out with some of these, especially if you've watched Hot Ones.
Or like any of these episodes.
Yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that these mean business. This is the real deal. Well, we're excited to have you. You do a ton for our school, and we're so excited to kind of learn some of the things going on with you. Before we start, we're going to shout our producer and editor, Anthony Kowalski. He's a senior student here. Does an excellent job of creating this and really getting it set up. And then shout out to Burkotts. Burkotts is our awesome provider of these wonderful wings, and we really appreciate them and all they do for our school. So thank you, Burkotts. So without further ado, let's get started. We got the classic.
Okay.
This is good. This is a good starter.
Okay.
I'm excited that I think you're gonna like this.
It's bad that my lips are already burning. It feels like I just
You've just been breathing it in.
Yeah.
This is a small room.
All right, here we go. Nothing on it yet, but it's
Do
coming.
you feel good?
No. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. This is one that I usually try to eat as much of the wing as possible.
It's not the one that's on my tongue. I think it's this one right
Yeah,
here.
it's that
No.
one.
Okay.
So you've been at Lincoln Way for 15 years and a teacher for 13. What was it like going from student at Lincoln Way, way back in the day, to being a teacher at Lincoln Way Central?
Excuse me.
Yeah, you get.
Got to take advantage of that one.
Yeah, 100%. You got to enjoy the good ones before it just turns into heat.
Well, obviously, I enjoyed my time here while I was a student. I was fortunate enough to play 2 sports here, the ones I coach, soccer and wrestling. I was a much smaller human being back then, as anybody that has Mrs. Peel's class will find out sooner or later. So to come back, coach here. I live in the community. Obviously, I think it's a fantastic place. I'm excited for my kids to one day walk through these halls. So it's pretty neat to be able to kind of carry on as a teacher when once upon a time I was here walking through the halls.
So what are some of the traditions that you think of now that we still have when you were younger, like things that they have stand the test of time?
I mean, the fight song obviously is always there. Loyalty's been the same. I mean, everything. Yeah, the school community and the school pride, and like the Friday night lights to the basketball games, to our support to all the sports. The teachers that have been here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I had great teachers to ever want to become one, and that's been something we're super fortunate to have in this building also. So.
Yeah, this is such a great building. We talk about it all the time, and we have so many alumni who work here, and there's a reason they do, because everyone wants to come back here. It's a great school.
Absolutely.
And we're lucky to be here. We're going to move on to 2. This is my personal favorite sauce, so I'm always glad Anthony Kowalski picks it. The ginger goat.
Ginger goat.
I think you're going to enjoy it, but it does have a little bit of heat on the backside.
Okay.
It's like a secondary heat. You don't taste it at first, so here we go.
Hey, definitely more of a taste out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's catching up.
You got the heat on the tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's spreading.
Yeah.
It's spreading pretty quick.
I'm never ashamed to say that I try to take really good bites of these.
Sure.
But then we get to the bomb, I don't take big bites.
Well,
I don't even lie to the camera. You can go back to any of the episodes.
Can you edit
and
out?
you can see that I take small bites on the third one. It just is what it is. So you talked about some of the coaching. You're a well-respected coach in our area and beyond. As our head boys coach for soccer from 2011 to 2020, you're at a record of 94, 77, and 13 with a ton of success in the tournament. And as girls head coach since 2018 to current, you're 58, 11, and 2 with a third place trophy in 2022. So things obviously change year to year, but what are some of the things that you think are so important to prolong success with our soccer program with you, and the things that you learned from other coaches even before you with soccer in the area?
Well, for one, as every probably coach knows in the area, it's hard to win around here. The talent and the parity is pretty tough in our conference. Yeah. Alone beats up on each other, and I would say, knowing that, you know that it's going to be the little things that kind of like make the big difference in those contests and those competitions. So I guess this is something we pride ourselves on, being, extra hard workers. Talk about being blue collar, hard hat, and lunch pail type team all the time. Like, we're going to come out work you, and at the end of the day, if that's what you've put forward and you don't win, then you can still hang your hat on. You didn't have any regrets. So I would say, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and knowing that hard things are what it's going to take to get that success down the road, to become the way is I guess probably what it's come down to as far as success goes. Yeah,
I think it's like something, having coached with you, knowing that like the result isn't always what translates consistently, and some of the work ethic and all that is what is consistent. If you're consistent with that, it seems like the wins come.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like you said, things change year to year.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a year, I think we were like 5, 10, and like 5, and then those 10 losses, they were all one goal losses. We had some PK losses. We had some overtime loss. I mean, It was just like we were just right there, and it's funny because that team are still guys I keep in touch with a lot, because they found out how to work.
Yeah.
and be a team, and those 5 wins were probably against teams we had no business beating.
Yeah.
So they remember that, and it's pretty cool.
Do you have any specific moments like you can define as some of your favorite, especially in coaching soccer? I know you coach wrestling too.
Sure.
For a long time.
It's really hard to put certain groups are so different, so you take away different experiences from each group. Obviously, a third place in state year, only 25 and 2 is pretty remarkable. Only losing in that state semi, that's hard to beat because it hadn't been done in so long.
Yeah.
15 plus years, and since the schools were not separated. Boys side, I mean. Yeah, it's really hard to put my finger on one. Maybe my second year we beat Lincoln Way East, who had like a really, really talented squad, and we certainly weren't picked to win it.
Yeah.
Beat them 1-0 at home in front of a huge crowd in the sectional semi, and then we ended up losing to Sandburg 1-0, and they took third in state. So it's one of those things, we were right there. And
yeah.
That group, zero regrets. I mean, grinder of a sectional final game, but those are fun. Those are watching your team work is pretty awesome.
Well, it comes to coaching. From me and our whole school, we really appreciate all the work you put in with coaching, because I know how seriously you take it and how intense you are and how much you take it as a family. And I know you should know that all the kids really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it.
And if they don't, they just don't know yet. Like, you got to get older, and then you look back and you're like, man, that guy, he did help a lot.
To be determined.
Yeah. Well, now we're to the point in the show where no one enjoys life, and we figure it out. And Mr. Waddell sauced these wings, so hopefully he set you up worse than I did.
I had made him take some off.
Yeah.
Both of ours,
yeah.
So you know.
He got a little intense.
Oh man.
All right, here we go.
There we go. I can already taste it. It tastes like death. I need it off my tongue now.
This is the part of the show where I use
This is the part of the
I
show
generally
where
get
I
hiccups.
tell Coach Waddell I would change addresses. And I'm coming for you.
So,
come on.
Last year you were inducted into the Milliken Hall of Fame for men's soccer. What are some of your best memories playing soccer at Milliken University?
Wow, Coach, what in the world? Does it ever go away? No?
The water doesn't help the drink.
I'm hitting on the milk open for it.
I'm doing it.
So Milliken, you kind of heard me talk about I was a much smaller person back in high school, so I had no delusions of even playing college soccer. My roommate actually got recruited, and I was like a +1. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go with you. He needed a roommate. My cousin had gone to Milliken. I knew a little bit about it. But at the end of the day, I knew it was a good school, small private school, a chance to maybe walk on and play. And then, fast forward 4 years, I developed in different ways. But that group of guys is still like, we're super close. Everyone's got group chats nowadays, but we're able to keep in touch with each other. Everyone's got families now, and once a year, sometimes twice a year, we'll get together and bring the families around. And I would say outside of the success we had as a team, which we're still the only team to ever win a conference championship there for the school, it's just that group that walked away with crazy friendships, and we're going to be bothering each other forever and get to watch our kids grow up and all that fun stuff.
Man, it was impressive that you could talk like that.
Can you edit out the glare on my eyes right now?
No, and it this hit me harder than normal. Mr. Waddell went heavy on us here, but hey, that's okay. What are we gonna do?
Moving on.
Well, we're the fourth wing. We're the last dab. And we always shout out Hot Ones because this is their show idea. We just stole it. We like to get a little last dab on there. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit.
Is that what I have to do?
I mean, you don't have to. I don't force.
It was already dabbed.
I don't force anybody to do anything. You don't have to.
I mean, I already can't feel my face, so.
I always tell people that this one really isn't that hot, even though it is, just because I'm still numb from the one before. Yeah. So here we go. Last dab.
Last dab.
Let's do this. Why not?
I can feel that there's something in my mouth, but I can't taste anything.
No, 100%. I'm trying to eat more chicken just to try to get rid of the taste.
Wings getting blurry in my hand. Is that good?
I mean, I still think you've done better than Coach Bird.
Well, I'm also not afraid to say I'm crying.
Yeah, 100%. He was crying during his. And he had sweat. I mean, it was pouring. And then Coach Bailiff, same way. Whew. I mean, it was if he was getting a workout in here.
Yeah, that's no joke. That actually calmed it down a little bit, though, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, might have gotten the chicken in there.
Maybe.
So you've been married for 7 years to your wife, Janessa. Have 2 wonderful daughters, Kinsey and Ashton. I always feel like I ask coaches this question all the time. How do you juggle coaching 2 to 3 sports, working a full-time job, while staying up with everything that's going on in your life? Like, finishing masters, like all these things. Your kids are in sports. You have a marriage. Like, how do you manage all those things and juggle them? And like, you're passionate about fitness. Like, you do so many things. Like, how do you juggle them? And what do you do? What do you do to make it work?
This is where hopefully you guys superimpose a picture of my wife, and then make sure you get the halo in there too, because she's a saint and an angel that allows me to do as much as I can do here, and we get our girls involved in as much as possible as well. And she's a full-time physical therapist, and so her schedule is a little funky. I wish it matched up with ours a little bit better, but at the end of the day, she gets it. Oh, there goes a tear, single tear. I'm gonna leave it.
There it is.
I'm gonna leave it. Yes. She gets the passion behind stuff, and she loves it. She sees the relationship between me and the kids. She sees our girls come around it and see what it's gonna be like to be playing here one day. They're so comfortable in this school. I mean, they've got 25 babysitters available because they've been around these girls so much, and or even the guys, and if the kids here and the coaches here weren't so awesome, it would be harder. It'd be harder to steal time away from them and continue to coach and be here as much as I am. But behind any busy coach is a wife that's supporting, and I'm super fortunate to have that. So
you got, yeah. I mean, you're struggling.
I feel like my throat's closing up.
Oh man, I really appreciate you coming on and struggling through these basically wings of death that we've been through today. Like, I'm still hurt and I'll hurt all day. That's always a common question I have of people who watch, who like aren't at the school. They're like, so like, how does it feel? And it's like, it's 24 hours of not feeling well afterwards.
I can feel
there's
that
toxins in these that probably shouldn't be eaten at some point.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
No.
So thank you so much for watching Heat of the Night, where we tackle 4 wings and 4 questions from mild to crazy hot. Once again, thanks to Mr. Fahey, Coach Fahey, one of the best we have here. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.